Men over 60, 3 essential vitamins for energy, performance, and vitality. Health Aura. Know it right, live it light. Ever wonder why your energy's dropped, your drive's faded, and intimacy feels like a chore, not by choice, but because your body just won't respond? It's easy to blame age, but what if the real reason is something much simpler and fixable? After 30-plus years of helping men over 60 reclaim their vitality, I've found that many don't lack desire. They lack the fuel, blood flow, hormone balance, and a few key nutrients your body's begging for. Today, I'll reveal 3 essential vitamins every man over 60 should take, and the top 1 mistake most make when using them. This isn't about pills. It's about smart, natural choices, starting with your plate. Tell me where you're watching from. I love seeing how far this message spreads. Ready to feel like yourself again. The hidden power of vitamin D. Restoring blood flow and vitality in men over 60. For men over 60, one of the most overlooked yet powerful keys to restoring blood flow and natural vitality lies in something your body used to make effortlessly, especially when you spent time in the sun. That key is vitamin D, commonly known as the sunshine vitamin. However, for aging men, it can be far more than just a nutrient. It can be the foundation for reclaiming strength, confidence, and performance. Vitamin D acts like a spark plug for your circulatory system. Its role goes far beyond maintaining bone health or supporting your immune system. As you get older, your body's ability to synthesize vitamin D from sunlight declines significantly. Combine that with less outdoor activity, and it's no surprise that over 40% of adults over 60 are deficient. Despite doing all the right things like eating well and staying moderately active. I remember clearly a 67-year-old man named Paul who came to see me. He was articulate and emotionally present, yet deeply discouraged. "Doc," he told me, "I still want to be close to my wife, but my body just isn't responding." His words echo what I've heard from countless men. And what many don't realize is that before turning to prescription medications or losing hope, the first thing to check and optimize is their vitamin D levels. When your body lacks sufficient vitamin D, it hampers the production of nitric oxide, a molecule absolutely vital for relaxing blood vessels and ensuring proper blood flow. Without it, circulation weakens, stamina drops, and both mental clarity and intimacy begin to suffer. It's not just a matter of physical performance. It affects how a man shows up in life, his confidence, his presence, and his ability to connect. The solution is refreshingly simple. Spending 15 to 20 minutes in the morning sun each day can stimulate natural vitamin D production. Including foods like salmon, mackerel, fortified eggs, or dairy in your diet also helps. However, for many, the most efficient route is to supplement daily with high-quality vitamin D3, ideally paired with vitamin K2 to enhance absorption and direct calcium to the right places in the body. Men who once struggled with low energy and disconnection have reported feeling more vigorous, alert, and emotionally available within weeks of correcting a deficiency. It's not magic. It's biochemistry working the way it was meant to. So if you're wondering why you don't feel quite like yourself anymore, start by looking at your vitamin D. The answer to restoring your natural drive might just be hiding in the morning light. 2. Unlocking hidden energy. The power of vitamin B12 for men over 60. Imagine waking up after a full night's rest, but still feeling like you never left your bed. You go through the motions, eat well, move your body, try to stay engaged. But something's off. Your energy is low, your mind is foggy, and the zest you once had for life feels like a distant memory. This isn't just aging. Often it's something simpler and more fixable than most people realize: a hidden deficiency in vitamin B12. A few years back, I met Robert, a 72-year-old retired firefighter. Strong, proud, and devoted to his family. But behind his stoic expression, he confessed something that stuck with me. "Doc, I sleep 8 hours, I eat right, but I still feel like I'm dragging. My brain's not sharp, my body's always tired. And when I want to connect with my wife, I just don't have it in me." Robert wasn't alone. What he described was a textbook case of vitamin B12 deficiency, a condition that silently affects millions of older men. Vitamin B12 plays a vital role in how your body creates energy. It helps convert the food you eat into fuel your cells can actually use. Without enough of it, your system starts to sputter like a car running on fumes. You might be eating well and sleeping plenty, but without B12, your body can't turn that into energy or vitality. It's also essential for making red blood cells, the cells responsible for transporting oxygen to your muscles, brain, and even your sexual organs. When those cells are in short supply, so is everything else: your stamina, your drive, your mental sharpness, and your ability to stay present in life's most meaningful moments. Here's the hidden challenge. As we age, our ability to absorb B12 from food drops. So even if you're eating meat, eggs, or dairy, it may not be enough. That's why so many older men feel chronically tired or foggy, despite doing all the right things. The good news? The fix is often fast and powerful. Quality B12 supplements, or in more advanced cases, doctor-administered injections, can reignite your energy, sharpen your focus, and lift the fog that's been holding you back. I've watched men like Robert transform, trading naps for afternoon hikes, disinterest for deep connection, and sluggishness for a renewed spark. Vitamin B12 might not be flashy, but for many, it's the missing link to feeling alive again. Don't overlook it. Because sometimes, the difference between just surviving and truly living is just one vitamin away. Unlocking the masculine edge. The hidden power of vitamin E. After 60. Imagine this. You're doing everything right. Eating clean, hitting the gym, getting your sleep. But somehow, something still feels off. The fire's dimmer. Your bounce back is slower. Motivation seems to wane, even though the will is still there. You look in the mirror and see the same man, but you don't feel like him anymore. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Countless men over 60 quietly experience this shift. It's not about laziness, weakness, or lack of effort. It's something deeper, often overlooked, rarely discussed. But once addressed, it changes everything. Let's peel back the curtain on one of the most underestimated nutrients in male vitality. Vitamin E, also known as the fertility defender, though its benefits go far beyond reproduction. You see, vitamin E is more than a simple supplement. It's a guardian, a shield, a silent architect of your masculinity. Behind the scenes, it protects your blood vessels, strengthens hormone production, and fights off the very inflammation that quietly chips away at your vitality as you age. What happens when you lack it? Circulation suffers. Testosterone production slows. Mood dips. Energy vanishes. Bit by bit, your masculine edge dulls, not with a crash, but a slow fade. Most men don't even notice it happening. until they feel disconnected from the man they used to be. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant. It neutralizes oxidative stress, the silent saboteur of aging blood vessels and reproductive function. Without that defense, your body becomes more prone to inflammation, narrowing arteries, and hormonal imbalances. These changes don't just affect your bedroom performance. They affect your motivation, drive, focus, and even emotional resilience. Here's where it gets fascinating. Erectile function, for example, is far less about arousal than it is about blood flow. Healthy circulation is key, and vitamin E helps maintain the elasticity of blood vessels, ensuring blood can reach everywhere it needs to go, especially where it matters most. It's like keeping your body's internal highways smooth and uncongested. But that's not all. Vitamin E also supports the enzymes that produce testosterone, the cornerstone of male identity. Testosterone is not just a sex hormone. It's a life force hormone. It governs your ambition, your mood, your competitiveness, your sense of self. And after 60, your body's natural ability to produce it steadily declines. That's why reinforcing your nutritional foundation is no longer optional. It's essential. Now here's the beautiful part. Restoring your vitamin E levels doesn't require anything extreme. Nature has already provided the answers. A handful of almonds, a spoonful of sunflower seeds, a drizzle of olive oil over leafy greens like spinach or Swiss chard. These simple habits can begin recharging your system naturally. And for those who want to go a step further, a high-quality, natural vitamin E supplement can be a powerful ally, especially one sourced from mixed tocopherols for full-spectrum support. I've seen it with my own eyes, men who walked into my clinic tired, deflated, and frustrated, only to return months later brighter, stronger, more engaged. Their spark reignited, their edge restored. This isn't about turning back the clock. It's about reclaiming your power, the quiet, focused energy of a man who knows himself. Vitamin E isn't magic, but in the right body, at the right time, it sure feels like it. The secret switch inside. Every man unlocking the power of 3 essential nutrients. Imagine, just for a moment, that there's a switch inside your body. One that, when turned on, restores a level of energy, clarity, and vitality you haven't felt in decades. Not a gimmick, not a miracle, but a biological reality waiting to be unlocked. Most men go their entire lives never knowing it's there. But those who do, they don't just age, they evolve. Now, you might think the answer lies in some complicated regime or expensive supplement. But what if I told you it comes down to 3 essential vitamins you may already know, but probably don't yet fully understand? These are vitamin D, vitamin B12, and vitamin E. On their own, they're valuable, but together, they're transformative. The key is not just taking them, it's how they work in concert, creating a synergy that doesn't just affect your body, but can shift your entire aging experience. Let me explain with a story. Years ago, a man named Walter came into my practice. He was 68, a retired high school coach with a quick wit and a proud, weathered face. He'd always believed in staying active, but lately he was dragging. His energy was low. Sleep felt shallow. His mental edge? Dull. He'd tried a few things. Vitamin D for immune support, B12 when fatigue hit, and eventually vitamin E after hearing it, helped testosterone. But nothing really changed until he started using all 3, consistently, in the right doses, and with purpose. That's when everything shifted. Walter walked into my office one afternoon practically glowing. "Doc," he said, "I don't know what you did, but I feel like I've got a new engine." That moment stuck with me, not just because of his smile, but because I've seen it again and again. When these three vitamins are brought together, something remarkable happens. Vitamin D enhances nitric oxide, improving circulation and blood flow. B12 fuels red blood cell production, optimizing oxygen delivery through that expanded highway. And vitamin E, often overlooked, protects those vessels while also regulating the testosterone that powers libido, drive, and confidence. This is what I call the vitality triangle: circulation, energy, and hormonal support working in harmony. In a world where aging feels like a slow fade, these three nutrients have the power to reawaken your system from the inside out. When you feel your mind clear, your body respond, and your confidence rise. It's not magic. It's biology, finally working for you. And this is just the beginning. Why most men don't see results, and what to do instead. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. A lot of men are doing the right things on paper when it comes to improving their health, but still not getting the results they hoped for. Maybe they're taking vitamins, eating a little better, even getting in some exercise, and yet they still feel tired. Their energy's low, their mind feels foggy, and things just aren't working like they used to down there. Sound familiar? If so, you're definitely not alone. In fact, what I've seen time and time again is that most men, especially those over 50 or 60, are unknowingly making one simple mistake that ends up holding them back. It's not that they aren't trying. In fact, many are trying really hard. But that one mistake can quietly cancel out all their efforts and leave them feeling stuck, frustrated, and confused. Let me give you a real example. One morning, a man named Gerald walked into my office carrying a plastic grocery bag. He was 74, sharp, and clearly someone who took his health seriously. He sat down, opened the bag, and laid out a dozen or so supplement bottles across my desk. He looked at me and said, "Doc, I've been taking these every day for months. But I'm still tired. My thinking's cloudy. And frankly, nothing's improving when it comes to my, you know." I could see the disappointment on his face. This is something I hear often. And here's the truth. The biggest mistake men make isn't about how much effort they're putting in. It's what kind of effort. Most men assume that taking a handful of supplements will automatically lead to better energy, stronger performance, and better health. But here's the problem. If the supplements are low quality, poorly absorbed, or taken inconsistently, they won't do much. They might even be completely wasted. Imagine trying to fill up your gas tank with watered-down fuel. No matter how much you pump in, the engine's not going to run right. It's the same with your body. If you're putting in weak synthetic ingredients that your system can't use, you won't get results. And unfortunately, most of the cheap vitamins you find in drugstores or online are exactly that: cheap. They're made with the lowest cost ingredients, often in forms that older bodies can't properly absorb. The good news? This is totally fixable. And once you understand what to look for and how to build a solid daily routine, you'll be shocked by how much better you can feel, even in just a few weeks. Let's talk about the real difference maker and how you can start doing it right. Daily Vitality Blueprint for Men. A realistic routine. that works. Once you've understood what works and what to avoid, the real transformation begins by making it a seamless part of your everyday life. The question many men ask at this stage is simple yet crucial. How do I actually do this without it becoming a hassle? That's exactly what this next step is about. Creating a straightforward, sustainable routine that any man can follow to feel more energized, perform better, and reclaim a deep sense of vitality. Men in their 50s, 60s, and beyond aren't searching for magic fixes. They're not drawn to trendy diets or time-consuming regimens. What they truly want is something clear, steady, and doable. Something that helps them feel in control of their health again. I think of Frank, a 66-year-old retired carpenter, who came to me drained, frustrated, and unsure if things could improve. He wasn't looking to become someone else. He just wanted to feel strong in his own skin again. Instead of revamping his whole lifestyle, we focused on building a few key habits around essential vitamins and daily structure. Each morning, Frank would drink a tall glass of water immediately after waking up, rehydrating his system. He followed this with a vitamin B12 supplement, taken with a hearty, protein-rich breakfast, often eggs, oats, or Greek yogurt. This gave his metabolism and nervous system a kickstart for the day. Then came a short but important ritual, a 15-minute walk outside. Sunlight helped activate his body's natural vitamin D synthesis. On gloomy days or during colder months, he'd take a quality vitamin D3 supplement alongside his first meal. Midday, Frank included healthy fats and vitamin E in his diet, usually through a small handful of almonds or sunflower seeds, sometimes just a drizzle of olive oil on a fresh salad. These simple choices became a rhythm, not a burden. Within just a few weeks, Frank reported feeling more awake during the day, more enthusiastic in his relationship, and most importantly, more like himself. This kind of plan doesn't require radical changes. It's about layering small, intentional habits that work together to support your body's natural systems. Whether you're already taking steps in the right direction or starting fresh, the key is consistency and clarity. This daily vitality blueprint is not about chasing youth. It's about strengthening who you are today, with confidence, energy, and presence. Close your eyes for just a moment and listen, not to the noise around you, but to something deeper, quieter, something you may have forgotten was always there. You've been told you need a dozen pills, a complicated routine, a strict plan to feel like yourself again. But what if that's not true? What if the real answer is far simpler? A steady rhythm, the right nutrients in the right forms, and most of all, a mindset that whispers, "You're still in control." Because you are. And the moment you accept that truth, something shifts. The fog begins to clear, the weight begins to lift, and the energy, clarity, and strength you thought were gone begin to stir within you again. This isn't about turning back time or chasing youth. It's about realignment, about giving your body what it's quietly been asking for and giving yourself permission to rise, to move forward, and to remember who you are. You're not broken. You haven't missed your chance. You're simply at the edge of something powerful, a moment of reconnection. This is your invitation to return to your rhythm, your strength, your presence. Not someday, not when it's convenient, but right now. If you've made it this far, it means something. It means you're not done searching, not done growing. Not done being the man you were always meant to be. You can still feel strong. You can still feel desired. You can still wake up each morning with energy in your body, fire in your mind, and purpose in your step. So if this message spoke to you, don't let it fade into the background. Hit that like button, not for me, but for you to say yes to your next chapter. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, because this is just the beginning. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. A friend, a brother, someone who's ready to rise with you. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's keep going, together.